I have been with my boyfriend for 2 years and thought he was everything I have ever wanted, but I found out he was seeing another girl on the side whenever he wasn't with me. I told the other girl and she lost her crap at him, and now my boyfriend is begging me to go to counseling and give him another chance. I'll try to keep this as short as possible. Boyfriend of 2 years, 45M, me, 36F. We have had a wonderful, fun, caring, and kind relationship. He has a son and I have 2 children. They have all met and are all friends. We had been talking of moving in together, as in buying a house together, as we would need a place that has enough room for everyone. Yesterday morning, I can't find my phone, which happens frequently. I ask him to call my cell, which he does, and it keeps ringing until it goes to voicemail. He gets distracted with the kids. I find my phone, and I go back to retrieve his phone, which is still unlocked. Let me note here, I have never looked at his phone. I have never suspected the need to. Well, it's open and a message comes through of X from someone named Paula as I am picking the phone up to return it. I don't know a Paula and his friends/family, of which I have met all of them. In fact, my children and I spent all of Christmas with his family and extended family, which was amazing and fun. So, of course, my stomach flips. I open it. And I'm smacked with nude pics, graphic detail, deep pics from him, this Paula. I have to stop and go hide in the washroom so I can take screen photos of this with my phone. I scroll through as fast as I can because maybe I'm wrong? This is old stuff maybe? I'll read it later. I turn his phone off after taking about 7 photos without reading the dates or comments and give it back to him. He has to leave for hockey practice, so he takes off. I finally sit down and read this stuff. It's awful. Clearly this is someone he is fooling around with. Dates/times match up with when I'm not with him, when he is supposed to be out with his friends from the team, and or when he's doing mundane life stuff, as in groceries or laundry. He's been meeting this woman during the times he is not with me. Let me make that clear. As I read through, I discover she is also a mother and lives somewhat near me. Thank God I don't know her, and they slept together on Valentine's Day, about 2 hours before I went over to his to a home-cooked meal, candlelight, music, dancing, and of course a lot of sleeping with each other. I'm shaking at this point, so I thought, well, if this was me, I would want to know, so I calmly call the number at the top of the screen. I'm already under the impression she doesn't know about me, as her texts to him seem as though they are in a full-on relationship. One of the texts is thanking him for being such a good influence on one of her sons who adores him. But I digress. I call her, I ask if she knows him, yes of course, and then I gently break it to her I'm his girlfriend, and we have been together for 2 years. She bursts out crying, of course, didn't know about me, she's sorry, I'm sorry too. We agree to meet while Sir is at hockey. Once we do, we compare timelines. She started dating him the same week I did. So, yes, he's been cheating on me for 2 years. It comes to light he had been pulling away from her for about the last year, which is kind of logical. That's when I became part of the family, kids met each other, we started traveling together, etc., etc., but he never ended things. It turned into more of a FWB relationship, but might I add, they only use the pill as birth control, and since we've been together so long and I can't get pregnant anymore, we have been raw, so yes, my loving boyfriend also was putting my health at risk. Yes, I'm going to the doctor tomorrow to get tested. So we decided to confront him. His son would not be home for the rest of the afternoon, bless you, birthday parties, so I went over first and left the front door unlocked. Started making tea and waited for the girlfriend to show up, and boy did she. She burst through the door, punched him right in the face, and laid into him something fierce. I was shaking violently. I was so upset, listening to her give him hell for leading her on, for using her, for lying to her for 2 years. And what did Mr. Wonderful say? Nothing. He apologized but had no excuses. It was a gong show. Anyway, she left, once I picked her up off the floor as she was sobbing uncontrollably. And I sat with him and waited for him to explain it. Still nothing. He can't explain it, he doesn't know why he didn't stop it, he can't understand why he would hurt me/us so badly. Since I wasn't getting anywhere with him, I figured the best thing to do would be to tell him to fess up to his family. When his son came home, he told him what he had done, and of course, his son was gutted. I had to console the poor little guy. His parents live close by, so I went with him and his son and watched him admit everything to both his parents, who were floored and both cried. Now that I am over the shock, here is my question. I do love this man. We have had an amazing time together, and I've never felt more honest with a person. I completely trusted him, and he ruined us. He has suggested over and over we go to counseling together. I don't really see how counseling will help him not lie to me or chase after someone if he gets bored with me, since obviously I wasn't enough for him, or he would have stayed faithful. I also don't see how counseling will help me give him another chance. I'm looking for suggestions, people. In your experience with cheating partners, has counseling helped? Update 12 days later. So after my post, several of you lovely people explained not to get back together with him. I completely agree, however, there was some unfinished business. Over the course of 2 weeks, I've been talking to his ex who, of course, was in pieces. I told her she needed closure, so I suggested to my ex he meet up with her. Even offered to watch his son so they could meet. He said he would be an hour tops. It was 2 hours. I found out after that they did meet up and sat in her car and talked. He claims nothing happened, but I don't care at this point. I've spoken to her since, and she's thankful I set that up so she could say goodbye to him. Unfinished business number 1 done. I've talked to his son a fair bit over the last 2 weeks. He understandably has a lot of trust issues. Talking with my ex, he has set up therapy to also include his son, and I've encouraged his son at length to speak his mind during these sessions. I've talked with him and with my ex's mother present, who also agreed to this, so I feel comfortable now that he will somehow be able to advocate for himself going forward. Unfinished business number 2 done. But now I have unfinished business number 3 to deal with. The ex texts me every day. He's shown up on my doorstep, and we have talked at length about the betrayal and how inconsiderate he is to me. Promises all over the place about how he will never cheat on me again and how he will put me first and will be considerate to my feelings, blah blah blah. Flash forward to today. His son asked me to go to his hockey practice. I'm feeling good and think I can handle being around the ex, who is a coach, so he will be on the ice, so I don't have to talk to him, so I agree. I drove the 20 minutes and sat there enjoying myself. They get off the ice and go get changed. The ex and the son are together, and we meet up in the atrium. Son asks his dad for a hot chocolate. Sure, why not? The ex then proceeds to buy himself a coffee and his son a hot chocolate. I'm standing there like an idiot. No offer for me. No thought of if I want something from the canteen. And it hit me. This is what my life would be like if I stay with him. I'll never be thought of, I would be an afterthought. No, I didn't need anything from the canteen, that's not the issue. I stepped up to be there for his son, and he can't even think of me or my needs. I hugged his son goodbye. I told him if he needs anything to send me a text. I said goodbye to the ex and walked away. For all I know, he's still standing there wondering what just happened. I've deleted him from my phone. I can't have contact with him. I don't have the heart for it yet, but I'll cut ties with his family on social media, as I don't want the reminders of the life I could have had, but was, in fact, all a lie. This is all just to say thank you for the advice on here. I've never been in this situation, and I hope I never am again.